Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes. Thank you for joining us. Scott Dennis has the day off. Our top story tonight, a major undercover drug bust from the Sarasota Police Department. The operation, called Fresh Start, used undercover detectives to buy drugs from suspected drug dealers in the city of Sarasota. ABC 7's Kate Flexter joins us live from a spot where some of these arrests were made, Pioneer Park. Kate.
Thank you, Haley. This is just one of several areas around the city where this sort of activity has been happening. The department said it received complaints from residents who were witnessing these deals firsthand. A 5-month undercover operation completed by the Sarasota Police Department. The operation, called Fresh Start, used undercover detectives to catch suspected dealers of drugs like cocaine and heroin. Deals Captain Corinne Stanish says many have witnessed firsthand.
They're seeing right in front of them people walking through the neighborhood, cars pulling up, meeting them on the side of the road. They could see something exchanged between their hands.
The operation resulted in 35 arrests with a combined total of 327 previous felony convictions. The department is still searching for 2 others. Among those who witnessed these deals is Jay Patel, who owns Regency Inn and Suites on North Tamiami Trail.
There are many instances where we have seen people walking on the streets along some of the properties that are vacant, where you would see them exchanging things. Along
with the drugs, Patel says, comes prostitution and other crimes, ultimately hurting businesses like his.
Businesses on the trail for the past 3 decades have failed quite much. One of the reasons is because of the safety reasons, where people feel it's unsafe. There's a perception of unsafety.
But recently he's noticed a dramatic reduction in the number of drug deals that he attributes to these sorts of operations.
Instead of just the business owners and the residents complaining and then they do some action, the proactive measures are showing some improvements.
Captain Stanish says these street-level drug dealers are just a first step towards seeing those improvements and hopes these arrests will ultimately lead them to the suppliers.
It could take years to be able to find out who their supplier is, infiltrate that, gain the trust in that circle, and work even higher, because the end result is you want to get the one actually bringing it into the country.
The department says it plans to conduct similar operations in the future. Live in Sarasota, Kate Flexter, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
As that fight against drugs continues, local foster care programs say they are in desperate need of foster parents. The Department of Children and Families and the Safe Children Coalition say their systems are overwhelmed because of the local heroin epidemic. Right now, local child removal rates are often twice the state average. At the Safe Children Coalition, they've seen more parents die from heroin overdoses in the last 2 months than in the last 2 years, tripling the number of kids coming through their doors.
As long as I've been here in Manatee County and working in this field, we've never seen anything like the number of people that are dying.
It's been just one case after another.
We've had people who've worked in this field for their whole entire careers, and they have not seen anything quite this bad. This is unheard of.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, we take a look at where things stand with the local heroin epidemic and why foster programs are asking the public for help. A follow-up now on what's being done to keep students safe after a teenager was attacked near a school bus stop. The Manatee County School District says security teams are checking out the lighting and sidewalks along 20th Street East and 50th Avenue Drive East in Bradenton. Sheriff's deputies have also increased patrols in the area. Early Monday morning, deputies say a man grabbed a 16-year-old girl and pushed her into a nearby grassy area and told her to take off her pants. He also tried to remove her shirt. The girl was able to get away, and deputies are still looking for that suspect. The school district says the county would have to pay for any permanent improvements made in that area. A Sarasota restaurant is generating controversy with a new political message on its sign out front. The sign at Barnacle Bills on North Tamiami Trail now reads, "Concealed carry okay. I am a deplorable. Vote Trump." Owner William Davis put the message up on Tuesday in response to Hillary Clinton's recent use of the word to describe half of Trump's supporters. Davis's reaction says that though the locals here, their reaction has been mixed. Some people have left the restaurant in protest or actually called in to complain. Others, he says, are coming in because of the sign. Today, a trio of lunch regulars said that they would not eat at the restaurant as long as the sign was up.
It makes us look like we're Trump supporters if we eat at a restaurant where there's a Trump sign, and we're not. We're Hillary supporters. And so because of that sign, we can't eat here anymore.
So far, it's been good. I mean, it was a big gamble on my part, because usually dealing with the public, I try to sit on the fence and not take sides, but I just couldn't do it anymore.
Davis plans to leave the message up until the election in November. People visiting Bradenton will soon have more options on where to stay the night. The City Council has given final approval for 2 hotels to be built on Cortez Road near Walmart and the Golden Corral. Country Inn and Suites and Town Place Suites by Marriott will go up on the 6-acre lot. The hotels will each be 3 stories tall. The 6-foot wall was also to be built to separate the hotels from nearby neighborhoods. Developers hope to have this project complete by next summer. And now we're going to check on our forecast and head over to Bob.
Haley, we talked about it just about a half hour ago that Julia had been downgraded to a tropical depression. Well, guess what? It's back to a tropical storm now. A Hurricane Hunter aircraft flying through the system has now found winds at 40 miles an hour sustained, and it's still being sheared though with a lot of the upper level winds blowing off from the west to the east right now. It's still located far enough away from the Carolina coast that no warnings are up at this point. And here it is again. It is now a tropical storm. It's moving to the east at 8. The pressure actually has fallen at 1,007 millibars. Interesting to note that some of the long range forecast models don't take the actual low pressure system our way, but some of the moisture eventually gets caught up in the flow and comes back to Florida later on next week. We'll talk more about that later. Right now it's sunny, it's hot. 89 degrees, the dew point 74, makes it feel like about 100 out there. Winds are out of the west-southwest at 9, and the pressure 2998 inches, and that has been falling slightly. Not a lot of rainfall around to cool us down. There's some inland storms firing off right now and some rain to the north of us. You can see that activity into eastern portions of Manatee County moving basically to the north-northeast at 5 to 10. A slight chance for a few evening storms. More in your forecast and take a look at the tropics coming up in just a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Sarasota Memorial Hospital says it is still committed to opening a hospital in the Venice area. SMH has decided to drop a legal challenge over the State Agency for Healthcare Administration's rejection of plans for a new hospital in South Sarasota County. The hospital says it decided to drop its appeal so it can focus on a new certificate of need application. SMH says it would like to open first a hotel on the property that it owns on Laurel Road and eventually a second facility in Northport. The hospital's new application is due to the state on October 12th. And ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now. And Richard, it seems like we just have a new adventure on Wall Street just about every other day.
Haley, you're absolutely right. The adventure today fortunately had nothing but up arrows. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up by 215 points at the high of the day. The NASDAQ is on track to have its best week in more than 2 months. And no matter how you slice it, it's all thank you very much Apple, which has led the tech sector, led the NASDAQ, and frankly, led the Dow as well. So we have no complaints about Apple's performance, at least recently. Let's take a look at the figures today, and indeed, they look very, very good. There you see the Dow closed at 18,212.48, a gain of more than 177 points, just shy of 1%. On volume of 811 million shares. The NASDAQ, as I say, on track for its best week in 2 months, up 76 points, almost 1.5%, closing at 5,249.69. That on volume of 1,703 million shares. The S&P made up for the just shy of 1%, just over 1%, up 21.5 points at 2,147.26. Well, tomorrow is a big day. The iPhone 7 is available to the buying public, and if you don't think it's meant a lot, check this out. Last Thursday and Friday, after it was first talked about and shown, believe it or not, on Thursday, the Apple stock was down by 2.6%. On Friday, down by 2.3%. That's 4.9 in total. This week, we're looking at gains of 2.2% on Monday, 2.4% on Tuesday, 3.5% yesterday, 3.4% today. The stock is $115.57. The net of all those 6 days of trading is a gain of 6.6%. And Haley, believe it or not, this is the first time in the history of Apple's trading that it has a gain or loss of at least 2% for 6 consecutive trading sessions. That's really quite remarkable.
Yes, it is. And Richard, expectations for tomorrow?
Well, lately it's been all about Apple, so I would think that probably will be the case tomorrow. We're getting closer to the Fed meeting next week, so between the Apple and the Fed, I think that's what it'll be all about on Friday.
See how the sales are on that first day.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.
Still to come on your Suncoast News, the man accused of setting fire to a Florida mosque goes before a judge. If the suspected arsonist was released from jail, we'll take a look at that. And ABC 7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, later in Health Smart, manipulated research, how the sugar industry paid big bucks to downplay negative health effects.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour quality selection of new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade.
Seymour Savings.
It's the Buick 2016 model year sale down. Now get 20% below MSRP on select Encore models in stock. That's nearly $5,000 below MSRP on the 2016 Buick Encore.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month, complimentary maintenance included, at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
A follow-up now on the man accused of torching a Florida mosque. A judge has denied bond for Joseph Schreiber. He was arrested last night after the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office received a tip. Schreiber is accused of setting fire to an Islamic center, Fort Pierce, on Sunday night. Surveillance video shows the arsonist ride up to the mosque on a motorcycle, then take off as the fire starts to burn the mosque. Detectives say Schreiber admitted to starting the fire. If convicted, he faces 30 years in prison. Florida A&M University, the nation's largest historically black public university, is looking for a new president tonight. Today, the FAMU board voted 10-1 to approve an exit agreement for President Almira Mangum. University trustees earlier this year refused to extend Mangum's current contract. Mangum 2.5 years at FAMU has been turbulent and marked by power struggles with university trustees. Mangum grappled with the politics of running a public university in Florida and was nearly fired last year. Mangum says that she always tried to do what was best for the university and has no regrets.
The people that are committed to making sure that students are successful are the types of people that we try to attract to FAMU, and I think those are the people that we attracted. So that doesn't make us popular, but who says change is supposed to be popular? Transformation is essential if we are going to continue to move FAMU forward.
Mangum will continue to receive her $425,000 salary through March 31st. After that, she will become eligible for a year-long sabbatical and will have the option to return to the university as a tenured professor. Larry Robinson will serve as the interim president.
Some things interesting going on there. There's some shakeup going on in the tropics right now. Not so much with the ones that are near us, but long-range models indicating the one way out there in the Atlantic has a chance to become a pretty big storm later on down the road. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but nothing going on like that here. Things are pretty quiet, really. A few inland storms are starting to fire up along the sea breeze front, but they're well east of the interstate. And you can see from the Van Wezel webcam, it's been a nice sunny day for the most part. A few clouds now and again moving overhead, and it looks as though we'll see a pretty quiet night near the coast anyway. As I mentioned, though, inland storms are starting to fire up pretty steadily, and this area of low pressure now has become back into a tropical storm. This is Julia. It went back to a depression earlier as winds were only at 35 miles an hour, but reconnaissance aircraft were flying through this system just recently found a 40-mile-an-hour sustained wind, and it's pushing off to the east now at around 8 miles an hour. This little line of low pressure extends all the way down into north central Florida, and that is bringing some clouds and showers to the north of us, but the inland storms continue to fire up on that sea breeze front, and some of those are starting to be a little bit more intense in northeast to Manatee County. You can see that activity right there, heading right towards Duet. And it looks like some showers and storms along State Road 64 and State Road 62. As this moves off to the north, expect a pretty